Okay, as promised, I'm back out again today. This is my 4th day out hunting Columbia blacktail this year. I'm in convoy with my buddy Jay. We're on Vancouver Island. We're gonna head out west on some logging roads to some remote areas, and we're gonna camp for a night and look for blacktail deer today and tomorrow. Lots of rain forecasted, so we'll probably take advantage of that. Hopefully we see some bucks in the cuts. Goal for today and tomorrow is any buck. Here we go. Just hit the logging roads. We're not really hunting yet. We're gonna drive quite a ways out and try to get a little bit away from society. Unfortunately, it is the weekend and we are pretty close to main town here on Vancouver Island, so we are gonna keep driving, heading west, and hopefully that'll relieve a little bit of the hunting pressure. This time of year is the best. Finally into some hunting territory this morning. I'm just gonna take some trigger locks off some guns here. Got the 270 Tika, and then in here I got it's a 22 410 combo. I'm just gonna get out for grouse. Now this is a bit of a main. We're not on a spur, so I don't exactly expect to see any wildlife on this road, but you never know. It's entirely possible, and it is technically legal to hunt here. I think we're just gonna go find a place to hunt, and then we're probably gonna end up worrying about camp in the dark, which is no big deal really. We're both just sleeping in our trucks tonight. Let's find somewhere level to park, that's all. A lot of people on Vancouver Island, this is how they hunt. They just basically get in their truck, go out on a rainy day, and kind of glass cuts, call it like truck hunting. And probably nice for people that are disabled or not so mobile, but I don't really enjoy it. I think it is, people do have success truck hunting. I've just never really enjoyed it much. It doesn't mean I'm not looking in those cuts too, but I'm not gonna drive super slow and just stare at cuts all day. I just split off of the main and I'm just heading up a spur here where I believe there's gonna be a cut. So I'm just gonna park here at this fork and I'm gonna walk this road and glass up the tree lines and stuff and see what I can find. I just split off with Jay. He's gonna head down the main a little farther and do probably the same thing on the next cut. I'm gonna try to stay dry as much as I can. So I got the big rubber rain suit. Not a bad look now, not like foggy or anything. And the rain's starting to pick up, which is good. The more it rains, the more chance we get to see something push out of these trees and into these cuts. This is the main down there. So a little bit close to the road here. That's all right. There's always a good chance that something comes out of those thick cuts way up top there. Vancouver Island's so thick. Finding a good woods that's actually walkable is like next to impossible. They exist, but you gotta find the right height of tree where the bottom growth is gonna be long enough that you can actually walk in and not make noise. I'm not even looking at the wind. I honestly can't feel much. There's a little bit on my back. I'm not gonna play the game of sit and wait because there's nowhere else to go but this way. And the only way I'm sitting and waiting is if I know there's sign. And I haven't seen any sign yet. I'm gonna walk up to that ridge there. You gotta use your binos though. The chance to see them with your eyes is it's really difficult, especially if they're not moving. Alright, just talked to Jay on the radio. We're doing like half-hour check-ins. He turned off on a spur and then started walking. And then shortly after he started walking, a car drove by him on the spur. And then he said he heard 4 gunshots. So, you know, you might walk a road for 20 minutes and then all of a sudden another car comes and drives by you. Kind of sucks, but that's hunting in public land, I guess. Back at the truck, I'm gonna meet Jay. So you started walking that? I think we move on. Just hit some more cuts. His suspicion is they're just target shooting or doing something, sighting in a rifle, whatever it may be. But really close to where he was hunting, so we're gonna keep moving west. I just split up with Jay. I am heading up an old deactivated road right now. But there is a little cut just around this corner according to the satellite maps. I'm just gonna saunter down this trail and hopefully we see something. And then if there's nothing here, I'm gonna go back up. And I think the road loops up and then goes up the mountain. I should be able to see even more of the cuts. The rain has definitely slowed. Anyway, a little bit of a cut here. I'm just taking like 2 steps, glassing up, having a look with my binoculars up at the edges, everywhere else, looking for little white butts. Sometimes, you know, like dried cedar looks like that too. Well, I'm not seeing much. It's not a bad spot really. I like the tops of these mountains because they're kind of like untouched by logging companies. There's no roads up there and stuff. So I always assume that like the tops of the mountains kind of have like their own little ecosystem that doesn't get touched. And then maybe, you know, they venture out into the fringes of their ecosystem when it's pouring rain to come out into these cuts, maybe for safety. These like dirt piles like this, these are usually good, especially on a bend. Anytime the road bends, it's a good spot to look for trails and tracks. But these are pretty easy to spot tracks in usually. I'm not seeing anything, so big cut over there. I'd consider setting up here with my spotting scope maybe and having a look at that. It's a little silly to say, oh, we're gonna walk the spur, look in the cut, say, oh, there's nothing there, therefore leave. Well, that's all I can do right now. If I see a little bit of sign, maybe that'll increase my chances of me sitting and waiting. I'm gonna go do that drive up. Looks like I should be able to turn around here fine. I just had Jay on the radio. He said he walked an overgrown cut, but he ended up bumping or seeing a couple cow elk. Kind of cool, at least he's seeing something. It was really weird. Usually I never spot grass like that. Just luck of the draw, I just saw him. Let's see if we can get him. Okay, 410 from the tree here. He's still there. Oh no, I spooked him. Shoot, I had him too. Usually you see one side of the road, it's really obvious, but that was like in the woods basically. I just looked over and saw him sitting on a log. Kind of weird. Ooh, oh, I caught it. Alrighty, let's move along. It's a pretty big cut. Looks like it goes probably 500-600 meters down that way, maybe more. I'll walk in glass, walk in glass. Honestly, I'm not getting super warm fuzzy about this cut. I like to see like, you know, 4 or 5 foot Christmas trees sort of in the cut. This is a nice spot. You give this a couple years, you probably have nice sized trees. We likely won't see a bear. I think it's getting a little bit too late in the year. It's almost November now. I only ever see them in like September up on the mountains. You might see them into October down at the creeks looking for salmon and stuff like that. They get all their berries and stuff early, fatten up for winter, and then they get real slow. They don't really hibernate, but they definitely slow down. I'm only seeing a little bit of elk sign here and there, but nothing from deer yet. Not even a little bit. Check out the creek down there. And no doubt animals would walk that creek and probably come up the edge. I'm gonna head back to the truck. This is just, I'm not digging the growth. I just don't feel it. Just met up with Jay. I think we're making a plan. We're gonna head back east a little bit, and there's a big spur. Well, it's a main really. And we're gonna go down that main instead of this one. There's a lot more spurs and stuff we can go check out. All right, out for a little walk. Jay's gonna go up here, and I'm gonna walk down here. These two roads sort of run parallel to each other. This should be an open cut. Definitely a bit of a game trail right here. Looks like an older elk rub to me. Another old one there. So I've got a bag of apples in my truck. So if stuff comes through here, what I might do is throw a whole bunch of apples on the ground right here. And then if I go walk this road, maybe on my way back, if something happened to have walked up here, more than likely they're gonna stop at these apples. Maybe I'll catch something on the road. So I'm gonna go back to the truck, grab that bag of apples. This is a bit of a long shot, but we don't have much else to go on. Our trucks are only about 200 meters back that way. I got this trail here, and there's trails going up that way. Jay's walking somewhere along there. I'm gonna dump these apples right here, and I should be able to see them when I round that corner. There's nothing against baiting ungulates here in BC. You just can't bait the predators. There we go, bunch of apples. definitely a long shot, but if something happens to walk through this pretty major trail, it's probably gonna stop there for a while. I'll clean them up when I'm on my way back. Unfortunately, the time I have to rely on a little bit of luck to be able to get this done. This probably won't be the last road I walk. I think we'll probably walk one more, or maybe go find somewhere to sit for the end of the day. There we go, the rain is back, that's good. Hopefully push some stuff out of the bush into these cuts or onto a road or something. This is a nice cut with nice sized trees, sort of like Christmas tree size, and sporadically spaced. This is a dead end road I'm walking, so I'm gonna walk to the end first, and then on my way back I'm gonna break the call right here and sit for 10 to 20 minutes. See how that turns out. Well, the road's starting to thicken up here, but you can see there's a trail here, and that trail's not going to drive, and that's a game trail. I think an elk just by how high up it is. Quite the game trail here. This isn't an ATV or anything. Look at this. That is an elk going over that corner. Jay's already back in the truck, so I'm probably going to turn around here and walk a little faster back so we can do another little walk somewhere else. He said a truck came up behind him, driving up the road. I can see my apple pile. There's nothing on it. Yeah, what's up with that today? Like it was obvious.
Camo, yeah.
Yeah. They must not be using maps, they're just driving, truck hunting.
Maybe.
Alright, you wanna move on?
Yeah.
We'll chat about it on the radio, I guess. Yeah, that blows my mind, man. Our two trucks parked at a fork. I go one way, Jay goes the other way on the fork. And then a third truck comes up, sees both our trucks at the fork, not only decides to go up that road, even though if you had a second to look at a map, you'd see it only goes for about 1 kilometer, if that. And then they drive up, and then they see Jay on the road, and then they keep going anyway. It's actually insane to me. Almost 5 o'clock now. Sunset's at, I think, around just after 6 o'clock. So I'm going up to a spot I knew I went up to last year a couple of times, and I know it was pretty good. Hopefully we're gonna do a little more of a walk, or maybe a walk and sit, or maybe just a sit. We'll see how this goes. It's pretty muddy up here, so I think if there were deer on the road at all, we'd probably catch a track here and there, but we haven't really seen much. I was definitely up here last year, and it was December, and there was snow, and there was tracks all over the place, so that's what made me want to come back here. There's a spot back there where we can glass, and there's a big bowl we can look into, so I might go back there in a little bit and have a look at that. Getting close to last light here. Probably another 20 minutes or so. There's a lot to see here. It would have been nice to maybe find some sign, that way I could play it tomorrow morning, but neither of us really found anything worth playing tomorrow morning, so we're kind of still winging it at this point, unfortunately. I think we're just going to camp down the road from here and maybe walk these roads in the morning. Just kind of sucks. I'm not really, all I'm doing is playing the terrain, just saying, yeah, this is good terrain, it's possible something might walk through, and if it does, I might be able to see it. I have no evidence that there's deer here. Well, you probably can't see me, but I think that's it. Alrighty, back at the truck. I am pretty wet. My hands are frozen. I gotta get this truck turned around on this mountain somehow in the dark. And then I'm going down the hill, and Jay should be there setting up camp. And I'm just sleeping in the truck tonight. Jay and I will probably sit around and discuss what we're gonna do tomorrow, look at some maps and stuff like that. But not much of a plan right now, honestly, just because we didn't find much today. So either way, I'll tell you the plan in the morning. See you in the morning. Good morning. I'm out walking a road pretty close to where I was before, but I didn't walk this one yesterday. This is all new territory for me. Just walking real slow, seeing what we can find. The 30-30s, interesting. Alright, I'm still just walking roads, looking in cuts, see if I see anything. There's a bit of like a little like bowl down here. I don't have much of like a shooting window or anything, but I thought I would just sit here. There's a lake down in the just behind that brown patch, or like a pond, I guess. And I thought I'd sit here quietly for a bit, and then eventually I'm gonna start calling, see if I can maybe pull something out into that open patch or something. Sat here for a little bit. I think I'm gonna get back to the truck. There's another road just up this way, and it goes up to the top of that ridge. And I haven't been up there yet, so I might drive up there and check that out. There's the lake I was talking about. I think this road was made somewhat recently. I don't think it's on the map yet. Just spotted a herd of elk over here. They stand out pretty bad. You can see the little like beige right there. That's all elk bodies. Yeah, they're moving now. Yeah, I see 6. One of them's got a real big body. That might be a bull. Oh yeah, that's a bull. See the antlers moving around. That's awesome. Heading back to the truck. I've got wind on my back right now, so I don't suspect I'll see anything between here and my truck. Just seeing now, there's snow up there. It's the first time I've seen snow this trip. I wonder if that showed up last night. I'm not super confident in this call. I figure I'm leaving this spot anyway, so why not? You never know. I don't know if I've ever had one of these. I must have. Alright, Jay went up another road over here, but he said it looks a little like too active, like they're actively logging it. So I think he's on his way back down, and he's gonna meet me right here. A lot of people don't know, but you can actually pour the hot water right into this pack. And I had a little, just the right amount left over from my coffee. And I'll just eat it right out of this pack here, no mess. Jay's behind me. I think we're gonna probably drive up like a mountain. It's a way colder today, which is good. It usually gets animals moving and stuff. That cold snap, as soon as it kind of like freezes them at night and they hold still, and then in the morning they should get out moving and stuff. So that could be happening right now. I will say that the heat in this Nissan has always been good. I've had this truck for like 17 years or something, and this thing pumps heat. And actually the AC works really well as well. I'm up at about 1,800 feet here, but there's a lot to see, including like across the valley and up here. So I might actually just chill here for a little bit, try to get some warm clothes on, and maybe bust out my spotting scope and see if I can see across the valley or something. So I'm gonna glass up this patch with my spotting scope, see if I can't find something. And then Jay's also down below me too, so I might be able to guide him up that hill. Let me take a look at this patch and see if I can't find something. Okay, I'm just gonna have a quick look here and then I might go for a little walk.
Lots of rubs here though, where I'm standing. I'd say we're elk, not deer though.
Alright, I've been looking across here. Jay said he managed to make his way through, but I think he turned around. I haven't seen a single thing, nothing moving at all. I think I'm gonna pack all this away and go for a little walk up this road. It's actually pretty cold. I grabbed my mittens. Jay's still down below me somewhere. But I think around this corner, this cut's gonna open up a little bit. Probably be able to see something walking through there. Just kind of checking out these cuts, glassing a little bit, walking a little bit, looking with my eyes, see if I can see any movement. It's an interesting spot though. I like the growth here. Different trip for sure. I'd be totally interested in still hunting up along that creek. See if like maybe I bring you up into that deep dark timber up there. I never intended to do any long hikes away from the truck on this trip. Alright, just talking to Jay on the radio. He's looking to call it and head on home. So I'm just gonna pick up the pace a bit. I'm gonna go peek around this corner and see what's over here. And that might be it for us. So we'll just be truck hunting our way out. Quite the view from up here. This trip's turned into a bit of scouting, which is okay. It's not a total loss, right? I don't look at this and go, I'm never coming back here. I look at this and say, how would I approach this next time? I'm heading back to the truck. That's probably gonna be it for this journey. We ended up not really seeing that much, honestly. Jay saw a couple cow elk. I saw that group of 6 elk as well. Saw 1 grouse, 0 deer, no does, no bucks. Did a fair bit of scouting. I think we found some pretty cool spots. I think I would come back here and probably, honestly, I might do a still hunt and just kind of camp somewhere on one of these roads. Then first thing in the morning, work my way up the mountain real slow. So you might see me doing that in a couple weeks. Anyway, until next time, we'll see you guys.
Why couldn't we have seen that?